Well, good morning. It's November the 20th, 2009, and I just want to kind of pick a little article here out of the paper, and it's called CBRM Mayor Charged with Lawyerly Misconduct. And the CBRM Mayor is the Cape Breton Regional Municipality's mayor, and his name is John Morgan. He was democratically elected several times to head up the position of mayor of their area. And Mayor John Morgan basically is a lawyer, was a lawyer until he got elected. He hung his shingle up and he decided to, I guess, play his part in society in what he thought was a democratic process. So Mayor Morgan takes a look at the books and he says, I don't think we're getting our fair share of the equalization payments that Ottawa sends the province of Nova Scotia. So he decides that probably he'd like to take the province to court and to task and to find out exactly where all the money was going, and rightfully so, because there's probably other municipalities getting screwed over here too by the big people in Halifax. So anyway, they go to court twice, and it says here, both courts squashed a lawsuit the municipality had filed against the province seeking millions more in federal equalization payments. Both courts squashed it. And of course, Mayor John Morgan came out of the courthouse and he's approached by some reporters, and here's what Mr. Morgan said. Mr. Morgan, speaking to reporters following the appeals court decision in May, suggested he wasn't surprised by the ruling because most judges and justices are politically appointees of the Liberals and Tory parties in Nova Scotia. And that's the fact. They are. And who's been governments in Ottawa? Liberals and Tories. Who's been mostly government in Halifax here in the province of Nova Scotia? Liberals and Tories. So, how dare he question this system while trying to look out for the better interest of his people, his constituents down in Cape Breton. So, the next thing that happens is Pink here, Daryl Pink I think his name was, is the guy at the Nova Scotia Barristers Society, decides that Mayor Morgan's choice of words were not proper in the realm of him being a lawyer. Specifically, the charges allege that the member failed in his duty to encourage public respect for justice and to uphold and try to improve the administration of justice, the Society said on its website. Well, the man only spoke the truth. He felt, in his opinion, the reason those two courts squashed his hearing to get a look at the equalization payments was because the courts were stacked with Liberals and Tories. What's wrong with that? This whole system is stacked with Liberals and Tories, and that's a fact. But the most disturbing part about this is Mayor Morgan was an elected representative of the people in Cape Breton. And here we have the Nova Scotia Barristers Society, a self-regulating body, pulling Mr. Morgan before them and going to slap him around and chastise him for speaking what thousands of Nova Scotians have been saying for years. You know, is that democracy? Does democracy begin and end with the Nova Scotia Barristers Society or any of these self-regulating bodies? The Medical Society, would they do the same to a doctor? Pull him in, slap him around. So, I guess probably what we have to look at here is we have Darrell Dexter, Premier of the province of Nova Scotia. He's pretty well gagged, isn't he, by the Barrister Society from speaking up if there's an injustice within the system, or he cares to speak out about this. Graham Steele, finance. If Graham Steele wanted to look at the books and said, holy Jesus, there's something going on here, and blah, blah, blah. It's because, and the justice system won't look at it. Is that wrong for him to say that? According to the Barrister Society, it is. So instead, what we have here, we have self-regulating societies, like the Barrister Society, overseeing democracy. They decide what democratic values will be. That's probably why the Workmen's Compensation Board is getting away with what it's been getting away with these years. I remember walking through the doors of the Barrister Society down there and asking them if they would take complaints against the Workmen's Compensation Board lawyers. And I was told right there, leaning up against the counter with Terry Downey by my side, no, we don't have anything to do with the Workmen's Compensation Board lawyers. It's amazing, isn't it? We have an elected official, a mayor, who these guys can pull before him even though he's not practicing law, and chastise him. But they don't mind letting the Workmen's Compensation Board down there and their lawyers down there get away with some of the practices that they've been pulling off. So my advice to people is, the next time a guy comes knocking on your door at election time, if he's a lawyer, or if he belongs to one of these self-regulating societies like the Medical Society or College of Physicians and Surgeons or something like that, don't vote for them. Because they're not allowed to speak up in your best interest. Not allowed to say anything. They would probably have to get it approved by these, maybe Mayor John Morgan should have called up the old pink down there at the Barrister Society and said, hey, listen, write me a little speech here, what I can say and what I can't say. Would have liked that. No, we do not live in a province that's very democratic, trust me. Anyway, you'll have a good day. Bye-bye.